What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV. And I'm your girl, Lady T. And tonight, we are talking love and hip-hop Atlanta, y'all. So let's get into it. So the episode starts off with where we left off with Jessica Dime, Nickel, Quarter. I don't know what the hell she want to call herself this week. But anyway, with her getting on stage with, being half naked and crap with Margot. Again, like I said, her being on this Start a War remix is a bad idea. And when I heard it, it proves me right. Bad idea. Jessica, you sound a hot mess on that remix. Your verse sucks. Anyway, so they perform a little song, and they outside the club after their performance, talk about how good they feel about the performance. And Mimi and Stevie J come out there, and basically Mimi is like, what the is this? Like, come on. Like, that was so unprofessional. I set up this performance for you, and then you're gonna bring her up in here. And she was like, well, just like I brought her on stage behind your back, you were talking about me behind my back. So basically, fair is fair. And then she starts talking about Stevie, like, and what did you bring him here for? She was like, and Stevie was like, look, I was just here basically to support her. And then, Jessica starts going off on him, talking about he's a rat face, broke ass, has been, or whatever. And I'm like, he might be a has been, but you're never been. And I'm sick of these never beens thinking that they entitled. I'm just sorry. So they get in, everybody going back and forth, and I'm just thinking like, Stevie, Mimi, don't waste your breath. Don't insult your intelligence by wasting any of your breath, your brain power, any of that on these two never-beens. They're never going to get it together, especially Jessica Dime. Because Jessica, you're all so wrapped up into Mimi was talking about you behind your back. You are unprofessional. That's the problem. It's not even Mimi, because Mimi was rooting for you, literally. I hope you watch these episodes and feel stupid, because your face is going to be cracked wide the fuck open when you see that she was rooting for your ass. They didn't want to fuck with you on how you were behaving, okay? It had nothing to do with what she was saying. I hate to ruin it for you, but you're bogus, okay? So anyway, after that, then we got Kalina. She's singing in the studio, and y'all, oh my God, Kalina has such an amazing voice. I love her voice. She is so talented. So she's recording, she's in a better place because she's taking the counselor suggestions and, putting all her pain into her music. And Tony comes up in there, and he's like, yo, it's sounding good. And they sit down and talk, and she's saying, she's in a really good place. This is the best music that she's ever done because she's still vulnerable, and she's putting all her pain into her music. And he's like, yeah, I hear that, and I want to go back to managing you. And, she's over the top happy because she's like, that's all I ever wanted. I just wanted my husband by my side. He said, one of the reasons that drew me back to wanting to manage you is I saw your strength. I saw that, no matter what you was going through, you was going to stay strong, and you wasn't going to let that you wasn't going to let, however you were feeling get you down. So, yeah, they all good. He's back on Team Kalina, and they going to get this bread. Okay, so now we got Mimi and Stevie. They're sitting down with Eva, and Stevie has a big announcement. He sits Mimi and Eva down, and he's like, well, y'all know I'm moving to LA. I got things going on. I got this movie. I'm back working with Puff. It's about to be major. And he was basically like, the only people that's missing is y'all, and I want y'all to be a part of it. And, this takes Mimi totally by surprise. So, you know, she asks Ava to go upstairs so she can talk to, you know, the daddy, you know, to her daddy. So anyway, so when Mimi goes, sorry, y'all. Oh my God, I'm tipsy. Okay, so when Mimi gets along with Stevie, she's like, you know, basically, you got this fairy tale idea of everybody being close together with you in LA, but how is your wife gonna feel about this? And he was like, well, let me fill you in. And he goes on to tell her about how Jocelyn lied about not working with people that he knew or have worked with in the past. He was like, you know, she lied. I'm not really feeling her. But he was like, it ain't even really about that. It's about that, you know, the only good thing in my life is Eva. We both co-parent together well. And I just want all my loved ones near me. And so, basically, Mimi is like, I feel that. But before I can commit to this, we got to sit down and make sure that this is going to be an environment that is stable for Eva. And so she was like, and if we can come to terms with that, then I'll think about it. Then we get Margot and Nico. And let me tell y'all, while they were talking, all I kept thinking about was like, dang, Nico looked like the freaking Predator. Like, his eyes was all bulging out, and I don't know, something about his skin. Like, he just looked like the freaking Predator. That's all I kept thinking about when I was watching the show. I was like, wow, he looks like the freaking Predator. So anyway, she sits down with Nico at the gym, and she lets him know, like, look, I know I just sprung the whole I'm seeing somebody on you, but it was a reason. And the reason why is because I really wasn't comfortable just letting you know what was going on. And the reason why is because I'm not seeing a he, I'm seeing a she. And, you know, Nico is feeling some type of way because he's like, basically, I brought you down to Atlanta for us to try to work things out. And you've been seeing old girl, you know, before you even came down here. So why'd you even come down here if you was with her? And her thing was, it wasn't really that serious. And she was still working things out in herself about how she felt about the situation and everything. And I understand that because it's hard when you're dealing with same-sex relationships. So she's trying to make, you know, Nico understand that, hey, it was not had nothing to do with you or me trying to keep anything from you. It was just issues that I had within myself. And, you know, he starts to calm down and was like, hey, you know, I didn't really appreciate her springing the fact that she was seeing a woman on me, but hell, she probably didn't appreciate the fact that I did a sex tape and sprung that on her either. So, you know, he calms down and was like, hey, at the end of the day, I just want you to be happy. And I was like, what? Nico got some kind of heart? He actually talking like he got some sense? I'm confused. So it's the opening of Rashida's store. She's having this big grand opening launch and she's invited everybody. She's invited the whole cast. Anyway, y'all, no, seriously, she invited, you know, everybody from Arian, Mimi, Carly, who else? Shoot, Erica, they all there. So, anyway, Carly is like, yeah, I showed up because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I want to support Rashida, and I'm not going to do to her what she did to me. I'm not going to act a fool at her grand opening. Matter of fact, I'm going to come bearing gifts, and I'm just going to come there and show support. So when she gets there, of course, she runs to Ariane and Mimi, and, you know, they basically catch up and let everybody know, let each other know what's going on. You know, Carly lets them know, hey, I ain't here to start no drama. Matter of fact, I bought gift bags from, you know, my endeavors. And Mimi lets the girls know, like, look, I got some juice for y'all. Stevie, my baby father, wants me and Eva to move across country. And it was like, what did you say? And she was like, well, I just told him, look, I just can't give you an answer right away about moving clear across the country. And I'm like, Mimi, stop playing. You know you are in love with that man. You know you want him. And you know, any chance you get to stick it to Jocelyn, you're going to do it. So I'm not going to be surprised that at the end of this episode, it's going to show her packing up to move to LA with Stevie J. Who are we kidding? We already know this is how this is going down. So anyway, after that, Carly goes over to Rashida and Erica. And, you know, she gives them both the gift bags. And basically, she's like, look, I ain't here to start no drama. I just came here to show love and support. And Rashida was like, look, me and Erica talked about it. And we was like, we're going to invite you because basically we fucks with you. And she was like, good, because I fucks with y'all too. And basically, they squashed their beef. And I'm like, about time somebody acted like adults on Love and Hip Hop. Thank you, God. Okay, so it's Mama D's big day, y'all. And she is a complete nervous wreck. Scrappy's not there. Jasmine's not there. And she's freaking out. She's like, if my kids ain't here, I'm going to look like a freaking fool. What the hell am I supposed to do? So anyway, she's freaking out. And Jasmine, thank God, shows up. Bambi showed up. She was like, look, I left Scrappy at the house because he didn't seem like he had no intentions of getting up and getting ready. And like I said, Jasmine showed up to support her mother, and she started getting dressed. And Mama D is still freaking out that Scrappy's not there. And she starts taking off her dress, and she got street clothes under it. And I'm like, what the hell? Here we go. Here we go. Mona Scott Young cannot have an episode where you didn't see some type of ratchet behavior. I'm like, okay. So anyway, after that, we got Stevie. He is at the house. He's packing up, and he's trying to get up the nerve to write this 4-page letter to Jocelyn. And I was like, gotta be hard. Gotta be hard. Because I felt him, y'all. I felt him. Like, for some reason, I got a little emotional because it's crazy. And as much as we make fun of Stevie J and Jocelyn, they got mad chemistry. And for him to, like, write her that letter, to be like, this the end, it's like, do we really want this to be the end of Stevie J and Jocelyn? It's like, wow. And while he's going through that at the house, Jocelyn is getting ready for her event for Gayborhood. And, you know, she's feeling some type of way that Stevie's not there, but she not going to let that, you know, mess up her vibe for her performance, because this is a really big deal to her, and she's just ready for it, y'all. And so, you know, she's ready, and like I said, she's not going to let Stevie mess up her vibe. And I'm just like, wow, here we go. So as Jocelyn is going on to the stage to do her performance, Stevie writes the letter and sends her some flowers. And he gets in the car, and I guess he's getting ready to head out to LA, y'all. You know, he feels like, hey, he put a lot of stuff on hold for her to focus on her career, to be, you know, her husband. And he forgot who he was. He forgot about what he was trying to do. And I was like, I feel you, because, you know, we all get lost in our relationships. And sometimes we do got to take a step back to figure out who we are. Okay, so now we got Jock and KD. Basically, KD is like, well, he got his divorce and he seems to be really done with Cena. So who knows what the future has for us? They there at Mama D's wedding or whatever. And I'm like, girl, you are delusional and you thirsty. Like, Katie, why do you keep putting yourself to the same bullshit over and over and over again? I just don't understand. I really don't. Like, come on. Anyway, so Bambi pulls Jock to the side and tell her to follow her to where Mama D is at. She asks Jock to walk Mama D down the aisle because Scrappy is not there. And, he ain't really walking her down the aisle in that polka dot shirt. Like, what the hell was that, Jock? Speaking of that polka dot shirt, what the fuck was that? But anyway, so as he's getting ready to walk Mama D down the aisle, Scrappy comes there at the nick of time, ready to walk Mom Dukes down the aisle. So, as they get married or whatever, we hear these trumpets, and oh my God, they sounded horrible. So, they get married, and it was so funny because when the pastor asked, does anybody have any objections to this union? Well, no, wait. First, they asked who gives this woman away, and Scrappy was like, wait a minute, I do, but on one condition. As long as you treat her right and you keep her out of my business. I'm like, hell nah, Scrap. So anyway, the happy couple gets married, and then we move on to Jocelyn's performance. I will say, Jocelyn is not an A-list performer, but she puts a lot of energy into it. I will give her that. So after the performance, Carly meets her backstage, and before Carly gets back there, Jocelyn sees that there is some flowers waiting for her for Stevie, and she sees that there's a letter. And as she's about to read the letter, Carly comes in and was like, hey, girl. And so Jocelyn puts the letter down like, hey, did you see the performance? And Carly was like, did I see the performance? You killed it. And, Carly is noticing that Stevie wasn't there. And then, she knows that Stevie has invited Mimi to go to LA with him. So she's like, does that have something to do with that? So she actually, she tells Jocelyn like, hey, Stevie invited Mimi to go to LA. Did you know that? And of course Jocelyn didn't know that. So, but she plays off like, what's she gonna be? The maid? What's up? And she like, girl, I don't even know. And, Jocelyn is starting to get irritated because she's like, look, if Carly's supposed to be my friend, why she always coming back telling me stuff that's gonna hurt me? It seems like all she want to do is tell me things that's going to hurt me. And she tells Carly, she's like, Carly, look, I've been your friend for a long time, but why you always got to bring me gossip? Are you like trying to hurt me? She's like, no, I'm just trying to keep it 100. And she was like, look, you got to go, because all you do is bring me drama and bring me gossip. And they get to fighting. Girl, Jocelyn knocked her in the head with the flowers that Stevie gave her. And this is where Carly cuts her deep. She's like, read that fucking letter. Don't nobody fuck with you. What you want me to be? Like you with no fucking friends? And I was like, Carly, that was uncalled for. We all laugh at, how Jocelyn will read a bitch or fight a bitch, but she got feelings too, and that was wrong. And if you're supposed to be her friend, you're not supposed to kick her while she down. I'm just saying, that was wrong as hell. So y'all know, with this being the season finale, they gotta, let us know what's going on with everybody. So here we go. So of course, Mama D is all excited. She's ready to start her new life with Ernest. They married now. They about to do it big, y'all. And then, we got Mimi. Mimi's not sure if she's going to follow Stevie to LA. But she does appreciate the fact that they're in a good place. And right now, she's just focusing on her. And as far as Scrappy, him and Bams, they gonna make that move. She done made it official. She's moving into the quiz naive, And then we get Erica. Erica is just gonna focus on being the best mother that she can be to E-Money. Her and Scrappy have not really figured out the logistics of this child support. But like she said, all she can do is be the best mother that she can be. And she's not going to stop E-Money from seeing her daddy, which we all know that's a lie. Y'all been paying attention to the blogs. Anyway, then we got Carly. Carly's feeling some type of way that her and Jocelyn aren't friends. But she's like, look, my career is popping. I got this Playboy test shoot. I got a record label. My second store is about to open. I got a cosmetics line. So if I lose a couple of friends along the way, so be it. Then we got Kalina. She's happy. She's back into her music. Tony's managing her career again. And the club is making money. And then, of course, Jocelyn. She's basically like, look, I don't need nobody. I don't need Stevie. I don't need nobody. All I can rely on is myself. And then we got Stevie. He's on his way to, LA. Basically, he like, look, he said in that letter to Jocelyn, I don't want to hold you back. I'm going to LA on my own, and I'm going to leave you here on your independent path. And that's all, folks. It's been a great ride this season. So, y'all, anyway, y'all, till next time, peace and love.